Hello, listeners, and welcome back to another episode of Lead Up for Women, Speak Up to Lead Up. We are on episode number 152, and today we are going to dive into everything about the 4 pillars to wealth in your business with our guest interview, Dawn Cermak. But before we get to Dawn, I would like to first talk about and thank our sponsor for today, Trisha Peridot with Turning Leaves Recovery. Addictions, negative attachments, and habits that hold us hostage are all seated in a pressure to perform and a reliance on something outside of ourselves to provide peace, joy, comfort, relief, value, validity, and worthiness. Trisha Peridot, owner and creator of Turning Leaves Recovery Life and Wellness Coaching, is an industry thought leader, recovery lifestyle enthusiast, a transformational speaker, effective life skill breather, and a fierce optimist who loves to help change lives. And let me tell you, I know her personally. She does change lives. Her passion is to make life better for the people seeking life recovery, equipping them with the right life skills and helping them set the right aspirations as they can live life and live it freely in one amazing personal journey. She's combined her journey of addictions that span for more than 30 years of her life with 25 plus year recovery journey and in-depth degree studies to create an intimate, interactive experience designed to be focused on life going forward, transforming emotional intelligence, expanding your consciousness, and generating a healthy lifestyle for any recovery journey without creating overwhelm. View her coaching course, her bundled programs, and more at www.turningleavesrecovery.com or contact her on the number listed below at 805-710-2513. Now back to our guest, Dawn Cermak. Dawn Cermak is an international business success and profit coach. She's been an entrepreneur for 32 years, y'all, and is currently on business number 9, 10, and 11. Her first company was a special event design and production company, which she grew, sold, and then bought back. Dawn has been involved in leading health and wellness network marketing companies for 14 years and a multiple 7-figure earner. Dawn's current focus is Hey Taxi, a passion project and business that she launched during the pandemic in 2020, where she supports female entrepreneurs who are growing their businesses online with actionable tools and training to scale their businesses faster, make more money, and keep more of what they work so hard to earn by being proactive in their business tax strategy. She also has 4 children. Let's all get personal right now. Dawn's got 4 children, ages 15 to 31, and lives in Clarksville, Maryland. When she is not out and about in the world, she is taking care of those beautiful children, and she's a traveler. She loves Barcelona and London, and the beautiful part is, I've been in some of her master classes. She teaches you how to write all that off on your taxes when you're traveling for business and having a great time. So Dawn Cermak, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. My daughter and I actually traveled to Portugal and Spain this summer in that little COVID window we had when things opened up and before they closed back up again. And we wrote off the entire trip, 12 days, the entire trip for both of us, legitimately, absolutely legitimately. There's rules. You need to know what they are, but can you imagine writing off your whole trip?
Yeah, I can, because you've taught me how to do that. And I love what Hey Taxi is about. So as you all have heard me say, I'm all about building community. It's why we have this podcast, Lead Up for Women, where we allow women to come on here and men, and they speak up, right? Speaking up and sharing your experience, your knowledge, your wisdom with other people is how we make the greatest impact. And Dawn is here today to talk to us about community and how being part of a community and these 4 pillars of wealth in our business can be realized for every single one of us. And I want to say, Dawn, I believe the only pillar that most people are ever focused on is making more. That's it. They focus on goals. They focus on making more money. And I'm an advocate for that. I'm an advocate for making more money and focusing on that. But what we don't realize are how the other pillars play into our businesses on accessing more money, realizing more money, right? Keeping more money. So let's dive into why 4 pillars. Why 4 pillars in a business that can help female entrepreneurs? Why would you create that?
Well, because it's not just about revenue. Revenue is not king, profit is king.
Yeah.
It's not about how much you make, it's about how much you keep. So start there, make more, keep more. Of course, we're going to help you make more. And we're going to do that with helping you have a solid business plan, a market strategy that speaks to your revenue goals, right? And we're going to help you keep more. We're going to teach you tax strategies. We're going to teach you some really basic things that you're probably doing in your personal life that you just haven't translated to your business life, like shopping your business insurance, like shopping your internet, like shopping some of your policies and really cost containment. But here's the thing. Here's what I tell everybody. If you don't have belief, if you don't have belief in yourself, in your values, and if your values aren't aligned with what your business is doing, you're not going to be successful, period. End of story. And I had an aha. I shared it with you earlier. I had this aha because somebody was talking about healing their worthiness issue. And I said, you know what? I'm not sure you can ever heal your worthiness issue. And that translates to imposter syndrome. So in our businesses, because I shared that I still have imposter syndrome. I'm on businesses 9, 10, and 11. I have built 8-figure businesses. I've been an entrepreneur for 32 years. I still have imposter syndrome. How is that possible? It's because it's the human condition. And so what do you need? You need people around you that are going to believe in you and believe for you until you can believe for yourself. And when you stumble and you have those moments of self-doubt, you need to be surrounded by a community that lifts you up, that says, Dawn, you've got this. You know what you're doing. I'm like, oh yeah, you're right. Of course I do, right? That's what community is about. That's what support's about. And these communities that we're building are so amazing because it's a place where you can access resources. Hey, who do you use for social media? Oh, look at Hey Taxi. They just had you go watch this training. They just had an amazing social media person. You got to check it out.
Yeah.
That's access, vetted resources, coaches, and on your time, on demand, access on demand.
Yeah. So I want to go back because Dawn, we kind of talked a little bit about this. I mentioned it in her bio, but what I didn't say and dive into was she's a multiple 7-figure earner. I know the value of one of her businesses was 10 million, right? I know she's a multiple 7-figure earner. I don't think we gave enough weight to that you're sitting here saying we all have imposter syndrome. You wake up some days feeling that way because some women have literally told me, oh, when I'm making that much money, I'll be confident as heck. You don't become the person you want to be when you hit your goals. You need to become the person that you want to be now before you hit your goals. You have to realize that, right? I love that realize. So, did you guys hear Dawn just talking about imposter syndrome and how she feels that way after building all of these businesses and being a multiple 7-figure earner, still having that? What does that say about the journey that you've been on, Dawn? And what was it? I know that there was a pivotal moment in your life because you and I are friends. We know each other very well. There was a pivotal moment in your life that shifted you in why you were like, I have to build a business to help other women not have this happen to them, which is why a lot of us start business.
So again, I've been an entrepreneur for 32 years and I've had accountants for 32 years, right? And at the point that I'm talking about, which was about 3 years ago, I was at a point, I was filing tax returns in 38 different states. So I had to have accountants that were pretty knowledgeable. So my accountants were pretty highly compensated, $300, $350 an hour. One of the guys, the top guy, $500 an hour for his consultations, right? So it wasn't H&R Block.
Mm-hmm. Right.
This was 3 years ago. Again, I've been through, I've been through a lot of businesses and been through every iteration, sole proprietorship, LLC, S Corp, C Corp, partnership, whole 9 yards. And I was on a tax webinar, which I wouldn't have gotten on because I have an accountant, right? Why do I need to get educated about taxes? Because I have an accountant that takes care of everything. A friend of mine who's now my Hey Taxi partner said, you really need to listen to this. You really need to listen to this. And I listened to it and I was kind of hearing wow, 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 right? Like Charlie Brown's teacher, because isn't that what we hear when anybody talks about taxes or anything like that? And then I zeroed in and I realized she was talking to me and she was telling me about a strategy that was available to me that I had not employed that had caused me to leave over $100,000 on the table. One strategy.
Wow.
And I swore at that moment, I was never going to let that happen to me again. I was going to get educated. I was going to be my own advocate, and I was never letting that happen to me again. And I wasn't going to let it happen to other female entrepreneurs, because imagine me at this point, 29 years in, on businesses, I don't know, it was 8, 9, and 10 at that point. I'm at that point and I'm still discovering that my highly compensated accountants don't have my back.
Yeah.
Don't have my back. I need, just like going to the doctor, you need to be your own advocate, right?
Yeah.
And what we teach in our course, Taxes and Tequila, we don't do your taxes. We teach you what to put in the shoebox.
Yeah. We
teach you how to write off your business travel legitimately, what you need to do, what those rules are. We teach you the importance of doing auto expensing and mileage expensing. And we teach you how to do it right. And we tell you how to document, because it's all about documentation, right? At the end of the day, that's just one small piece of what Hey Taxi does. But
this is the pillar, no, it's okay, Dawn. This is one of the pillars we're talking about, which is how to keep more. Okay. This is the keep more part. Right? So the keep more part is about how to write things off, how to, understand your taxes, how to have the right people in your corner working with you, how to legitimize your business, how to set up entities, how to do your expenses, all of these things, right? This is the part about keeping more. And then
can I just say, a lot of you aren't doing these things because you believe one of the myths that has held you hostage and has you leaving a lot of money on the table. Like, you believe that it doesn't make sense to do it because you want to keep your standard deduction. They have nothing to do with each other. You believe that you can only write off as much as you make. That's a myth. You believe that you only made $300 last year, so it's not worth it. That's a myth. You believe that because you didn't make any money last year, you can't write anything off. Myth, myth, myth. Busted. Like, seriously, you guys, you have to get educated. You are leaving so much money on the table if you believe any of those things.
The first year in building Lead Up for Women, and I won't scare anyone with actual figures, but I definitely invested more than I made, and it was tens and thousands of dollars that was expenses that were written off with the IRS. So I'm here to help you understand. And I heard a story once from someone not too long ago that told me that their tax accountant actually said to them that they had a hobby and they couldn't write anything off, or that they didn't have a legitimate business. And that's when I say, first of all, contact me, Colleen Biggs, contact Dawn Cermak right away. We will get you in contact with CPAs that do not feel that way, that are here to serve you and help you make the best out of your business and how you can keep more, because we're all deserving of that. We're all entitled to that within the structure of the law. Within the structure of the law, we are all entitled to that. And so if you're running a business and a CPA has been telling you that, or an accountant or whoever you're working with, first of all, that's the first thing, right? You should be contacting us immediately. You guys all know you can reach me at info@leadup4women. Dawn Cermak's information is at your fingertips right now. It is in the description on Facebook for anyone watching us. If you don't follow us on Facebook, it's at leadupforwomen.com. You can see Dawn's beautiful face today. And I'm kind of wearing a leopard print, so you might want to pop over there and see that. She's in black and I'm in leopard print today. Kind of shows our moods today. We're on fire. Let me just tell you.
We are on fire.
Okay.
We are.
So that's keep more, right? Now let's talk about access more, because I want to get through all the 4 pillars. Access more. How does the business Hey Taxi, which obviously your name tells us you're going to help us with taxes, but it's so much deeper than that. So Tell us how accessing more works.
So access more, first of all, access community. There is nothing more important. Being a female entrepreneur, if you're a female, and we do, that is who we serve, is female entrepreneurs. It's a lonely business.
Yeah.
It can be lonely, it can be overwhelming, and it can be frustrating, especially with all of the hats you're wearing, right? Because you're not only wearing the marketing hat and the sales hat and the HR hat, and you're also wearing
especially
the mom
if
hat.
You're starting out, or if you haven't reached a peak revenue that you need to get to be able to start paying those resources. Because if it's one thing I believe in, you should be reaching a specific level of revenue before you start hiring on all these extra people to help you, because you are the one that can do the work, right? Sweat equity in building the business. Yeah.
And knowing your own business from the ground up, so that you know every piece is done to your satisfaction, to your, there's a quality control piece to that for sure, right? But we're not only wearing all those hats, we're also wearing the mom hat and the spouse hat and the homeowner hat
and the house cleaner hat
and the house cleaner hat and the other career
and
hat,
the babysitter hat. Yeah. So a lot of moms have little babies that, are in the Hey Taxi community, or, they are grandmas now and they might be helping out or having kids living with them. And now, or they have aging parents, which is where you and I are. So not only do we have kids and aging parents, I have a lot of grandkids, but that takes time, energy. It takes a lot away from us to have to focus on that.
So to access that community that will be in your corner, that will lift you up when you're down, that will share resources. I have an aging parent I'm taking care of. I've reached out to people in my community that can help me with that and that are helping me with that. When I have, when I'm looking at, I have another business challenge, social media challenge, I reach out to my community. Hey, does anybody know X, Y, and Z? But I also offer that. I'm giving, I have a whole smorgasbord of coaches, right? It's like you get to come and sample different coaches, because here's the thing, until you have those 4 pillars, access more, believe more, earn more, and keep more, until you have those 4 pillars set, you need your foundation to be strong. And we want to get you to the point where you're hiring coaches, because successful people have more than one coach. That's just a fact, right? So we want to present you with a lot of different options for people that you might want to coach with in the future. You get to experience them firsthand. You get to taste test your coach and see if that's somebody that you want to work with, instead of seeing a Facebook ad, jumping into a challenge and saying, oh, this one sounds good, and hiring on the spot that's not a vetted resource. You want vetted resources. You want, all of that. And it's really nice to have it on demand, because if we're dealing with kids, grandkids, aging parents, we don't necessarily have time to do it on somebody else's schedule or listen to a whole huge long course just to get the nuggets out. We have a vault. And if you enter our membership, we have a vault, and there's tools, and there's all these VIP member trainings in so many different areas. And there's templates that you can download for your unique value proposition, your business plan, a partnership agreement, like all kinds of really stuff that you can do on your time.
Yeah. On
your time.
Yeah. I love that. So that's accessing more. We just talked about how to keep more, how to access more. Let's talk about, the last one we'll talk about is making more, because that's obvious. But let's talk about the believing more. This is, I just went to a masterclass of yours that was called Skyrocketing Your Self-Esteem. Now, I am not someone who walks around believing that I have a low self-esteem. I've worked very hard. I do daily work very hard on reading books and applying processes to my daily work to build my self-esteem, to build my confidence. But as I sat in this masterclass, I learned so much from these contacts of these amazing women that you bring in to teach these masterclasses. It blew me away what she was talking about. And, I still walked away with 2 things from that masterclass that I could apply to my daily activities that could help me be stronger at building my worth, stronger at building my self-esteem. So I don't care what level you're at. If you think you are killing it in business and I don't need a community that, is there for beginners, that's not what this community is. I'm not a beginner. I've been coaching for over 20 some years. I've launched over 300 businesses. I'm not a beginner, but I get nuggets out of every opportunity that I have to attend something, to believe in more. The believing part comes from that fuel of the community and the support of people and someone, teaching a class and you being a student. We are not always the teachers. We need to be students and learn, because what do we say? If learning is beneath you, then leadership is beyond you. So Dawn, talk to us about the belief part.
So again, but if you don't have belief, if your mindset isn't in the right place, if you don't know what your values are and they're not aligned with your business and you don't have that in your messaging, that's all mindset. That's all belief, right? And we said it, certainty is sexy and uncertainty is a turnoff.
Big time.
Big time. So you need to be in that place about your business, in that place of certainty. And if you fall off your little certainty pedestal, you need somebody that's right there to push you back up again.
Yeah. Well, that's what you and Jill do, your partner. Like, you guys hold your members accountable to doing what they say they're going to do, right? To attending master classes or saying that this is their goal, right? When you work with them on their strategy sessions when they first come in, you do a lot of coaching, which why wouldn't anyone want to coach with Dawn Cermak? Did I tell you she built $10 million businesses and multiple 7-figure earner? Why would you not want to be in the vicinity of Dawn Cermak to learn from her and how she built those businesses? This is how we learn. It's not about reinventing the wheel. Go ahead, Dawn.
Well, I was just actually had a coaching session with one of my members this weekend, because that's when we found the time and it worked out. And I challenged her to do her signature talk. I said, your next step is to develop your signature talk. She said, I have no idea what that means or how I would even go about it. So we broke it down. I gave her a couple of steps. I said, do these 3 things first, and then we'll regroup and we'll see, because that's where she needs to be. She's out there doing a ton of networking, but her messaging is, she needs to get into alignment with her messaging and get on some podcasts and get.
Yeah, how that one thing, Dawn, that one tiny thing of getting clarity in her message is going to give her so much confidence to be able to get out there. And one networking event can change that for her.
That's what I told her. Yeah. So that's what we're working on. And I said to Colleen, I said, there's a lot of great coaches out there. And it's our goal at Hey Taxi that you get to the point in your business that you're accessing those coaches. But first, for this next year, next 2 years, where else can you find a place where you can get access to strategy sessions, accountability sessions, master classes every single month? And what we have coming up is going to blow you away. We have Learn the Ropes of Affiliate Marketing, Profitability 1-on-1. We have Money Mastery, Advanced Tax Strategies for business owners. I just booked Zone of Genius. We have another Skyrocket Your Self-Esteem because it was such a huge smash success. And as a tier 3 member, if you come into our tier 3 membership, you get access to all of the master classes. Otherwise, you have to, and that's the bonus. Like, we're running a membership bonus this month, and it's like Cyber Monday and Black Friday all rolled into one. There's so much in this membership coming up. And one of the things for that tier 3 is access to all of these master classes. So I'm super excited about everything that we're creating. But that belief, you need somebody to look you in the eye and say, you've got this. You've got this. You need people in your corner.
Yeah. No, we all do. There isn't, I've said this so many times to others where, when your child is younger and you drop them off at t-ball or soccer practice or swimming practice or whatever it may be, they're learning how to develop their skills in the community of the children that are there and the coach that is there helping them and guiding them and teaching them with tools and skills. None of you would ever have dropped your children off to learn without having a coach there or other children, right? There's a reason why we do it in groups and community, because that we're human and that's how we learn. That's how we're supported. It's how it fuels our success. Imagine if, you had to do everything along the way in your life by yourself. It just doesn't make sense. That's why we build community. And we've seen the women that have taken this Swiss cheese survey that you do to realize like, oh, my business is good, right? I'm good. I have no holes I need to plug. My ship is not sinking, right? But they don't realize that they're running around plugging the holes all day long just to keep it afloat. They don't realize that they're doing that. That's what your survey that you talked about allows the women to understand. And Hey Taxi is a women community for women, for empowered CEO women that want to become empowered CEOs, that feel like they are an empowered CEO and need to, learn additional business skills. And when you take that survey, you realize, oh, these are the areas that I thought I was strong in, but I could use a little additional help. And then that's what you look at going into the community to say, I'm good here. This is what I need to build on in this community. That's why there's speaking communities out there, so that if you want to become an amazing speaker, now Dawn can introduce her new client that just came on with them to speaking communities that she knows that she's partnering with to say, this is the community you now need to get in. They're going to get you on all the stages that you want to get on. That's not what Hey Taxi does, but we know all the people that can get you where you need to go.
We do.
Yeah.
We do. Absolutely. And so what happens when you come in at the tier 3 level again, we have a deep dive with you. We do a deep dive call, and then we create a custom roadmap, a custom action plan for you and your business for the next 6 months, because there's so much information in the Hey Taxi Vault, you could easily get overwhelmed. So we say, go to social media training and listen to this training. This is for you. Go to this finance training and listen to this. This is for you. Go to Skyrocket Your Self-Esteem and listen to that. You absolutely need it. So we help you navigate through the vault at Hey Taxi, and we point out the things that are really specific to you and your business right now. And it's not a business plan. It's an action plan. We tell you some books to read, we really do dive in. And then once we know our members, it's just like you, Colleen, once we know our members, we're out constantly promoting our members, referring our members to other people out in the world, like constantly. It's what we do. It's what we're committed to. And we're committed to bringing more new people in for our members to meet and network with. So when we do speed networking every month, right? It's a members only event. Our members are guaranteed a position there. And then we invite other people in that we meet along the way, so that they always have new people to speed network with. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. And so obviously we're wrapping up here at the end of the show, but I wanted to go all the way back to pillar 1, which was make more money. And if you didn't get it from the other 3 pillars already, it's obvious from the other 3 pillars that's going to help drive the success for you to make more money. And when there's learning segments in the vault that talk about how to post on social media, how to, shine online, how to make your business legitimate. All of these pieces are going to assist you in making more money. But just the number one thing of building that certainty, having it, the clarity, being more confident about your message, your product, your service, and what you do is going to help you make more money. Just that one thing alone. When you
100%. Yeah. 100%. And the other thing that's going to help you get really clear, really focused, laser focused on what you're trying to do is to lay out your revenue structure. Mm-hmm. Get clear. The first thing I said, we want to identify your freedom metric, right? We want to identify, because a lot of people say, oh, I would like to make $10,000 a month. That's everybody's magic number, $10,000 a month. Well, $10,000 a month is the entrepreneur's minimum wage.
Yeah. What's the why behind that $10,000 a month? What is it? I would love to know the answer for each person. Why?
And now let's break that down, Colleen. Right. Let's break that down. Is that the only income that you have coming in? Like, do you or your spouse not have a W-2 income job? And so that's your only income coming in? Okay. What has to come out of that $10,000 a month? Mm-hmm. Well, your mortgage, like the basics, right? Your mortgage, food, clothing, your health insurance, 100% on you. Your retirement
expenses.
savings, 100% on you, and your business expenses. So all of a sudden, that $10,000 has to go. It's the entrepreneur's minimum wage. That's what I'm telling you. So first of all, we have to look at that and realize $10,000 for most people, if this is your only income, is not enough. So let's get really clear on what we need to make, not only to support all of those expenses, your business expenses, your taxes, your self-employment tax. For a lot of you businesses, you don't even count that. 15% of your earnings, self-employment tax, if you're not, you haven't handled that a different way, right? So all of that. And what's your dream? Why are you doing this? Like, what's the big juicy thing out there? And what is that going to cost? Let's add that to the monthly nut. So let's figure out your monthly nut, the real monthly nut, not that, $10,000 a month entrepreneur's minimum wage. Back it out. Let's figure out like exactly what goes into that. And then let's figure out how we're going to make it. Because if you have a monthly nut, let's make it up. Let's say it's $20,000 a month. Let's just pick a number. And you're selling a product that's $100. How many people do you have to sell it to make $20,000 a month?
That's a lot of people.
A lot of people. So does your current focus and your revenue generation model make sense with the revenue that your goal is? And do we need to start looking at other options that we can leverage, like learn the ropes of affiliate marketing, hint, 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 February 2nd, like amazing. Affiliate marketing, like what else can you create around your product? Is the product the right thing for you? Are you selling it at the right rate? What are you valuing your time at?
Right.
Are you charging enough for your time? So we start to, it's like a pyramid, right? We start to look at all of the different ways we can bring in money, how we're doing it right now. And does it really make sense when you peg it to our revenue goals? Does it really make sense? Could you really service whatever that, I don't even know what that number would be, $20,000,
2,000 people.
Can you service 2,000 people? Can you touch and service 2,000 people? That's not realistic.
Not unless it's software and then there's nothing to do with you and you're just selling 2,000 of them. You're right.
That's right.
So we've covered pillar number 1, making more money. Pillar number 2, keeping more money. Pillar number 3, accessing more money. Pillar number 4, believing in more money. And all of you saw that these 4 pillars are taken into a personalized approach by the founders, Dawn and Jill, who will be working with you to strategize on those 4 pillars. So Dawn, I know all of the listeners by now are like, great, how do I find them? And for all of you, it's at your fingertips right now, Facebook, as well as you listening, that you can access all these links. But what's the best way for someone to get pierced into your community, to get to know you, understand you, and be able to jump in as a member?
So we have a website, www.heytaxiacademy.com. Tons of information there, registration for masterclasses. Check out our membership. When you land there, you will see we are hosting the Business Builders Bootcamp next week. It's a great way to experience us. It's $18.99 for 3 hours of get more legit, make it official, make it professional, make it profitable. You get me and Jill for 3 hours next Tuesday, January 25th from 6 to 9. You can register for that. Highly recommend you get the workbook, but do whatever you want to do.
How often do you do those? Because these podcasts are listened to month after month. So how often do you repeat the bills?
Once a quarter.
Okay.
So it's always there somewhere on the website to register for the next Business Builders Bootcamp. It's a great way to experience us, to hear what we're talking about. If you want to call me directly, you can call me directly if that's the easiest way for you, 443-250-8109. Text me. Let's set up a time to talk. I would love to help you. I love female entrepreneurs. It has always been my hobby and my passion. And I'm so excited that I'm able to serve so many with what we've created.
That's why, I'm just blessed and humbled to have the women that we have in this community of Lead Up for Women, like Dawn Cermak, who create these communities that provide additional resources for women. This 2022 is about being bigger and bolder, baby. So it's got a lot of power behind it. Women, this is your chance to step up. Like I've said before, no one's coming. This is your only chance. You're the only you that's ever been. You're the only you that will ever be. So how you pioneer your future is up to you. No one's coming to create the success for you. There are people that are on purpose. If you're listening to this today, we were purposefully supposed to be in your path for you to hear this message today from Don Cermak about the opportunities that are available to you for you to be able to realize the life that you want to live, the success that you want to have in your business, the money that you want to be able to make that gives you the freedoms to be more of the person you want to be. That's why we're here today. So if you're hearing this message, it's because you needed to hear it. And Dawn, thank you so much for not only being a member of Lead Up for Women, but being my friend, just inspiring people in our circles around us, and for having this business for other female entrepreneurs. Thank you so much.
Well, everybody who knows me knows I am a huge Colleen Biggs fan. And thank you for having me. Thank you for having me on your podcast. I'm so excited to share this message because I know this will have longevity, but right now, for those that are listening in the next couple months, it's tax time, people.
Yeah.
And smart women do not leave money on the table.
That's right. Wonderful time to have this. And that was the best message for us to close on. Women, do not leave the money on the table. You're way too smart for that. All right, listeners, until next time, be you and be strong. And thank you for joining us today. Bye-bye for now.